Tonight at 5, the allegations made in a multi-state lawsuit Walmart has settled and how much money Wisconsin is set to get.
And I know those temperatures are in the 50s to near 60 right now, but we got a snowy Saturday to talk about. Details coming up.
Plus, what a potential deal between Paramount and Warner Brothers could mean for people who use streaming services.
You're watching News 3 Now at 5.
Hello, everybody, and thank you for staying with us tonight at 5.
Nice out there today, but winter weather is on the way. Chief Meteorologist Alex Arrington joins us now with what time we could see the snow start this weekend, Alex.
I know, it's hard to believe when temperatures are near 60 right now. That snow will start right around 7 o'clock Saturday morning in southwest Wisconsin, advancing quickly to the east, including the Madison areas over towards Watertown, Juneau, and then continue through the afternoon hours and then eventually ending in the evening hours of Saturday. So about a 12 or so hour period of light snow expected in southern Wisconsin, and then some clearing out as we head into Saturday night. Overall amounts, again, 1 to 3 inches. We've been saying this now for 2 days, but some areas just north and west up towards the Richland Center area, north and west of the Dells, it says 1 to 2 inches, but there could be a very, very narrow area that experiences up to 3 or 4 inches in a very localized spot for areas near and north and west of the Dells. That's where enough snow could pile up. It's right on the lower end of our threshold for alert day criteria. So we just want to call that out if you have any travel plans or if you live in areas out towards the Richland Center area, out towards Viroqua, out towards just north of Prairie du Chien and up towards Juneau and Adams counties. That's where the better chance for the higher accumulations of snow, again, maybe 3 or 4 inches will pile up on Saturday. Then we turn warm next week. When I come back, how warm will we get? When will that warm weather get here? And turning wet as well. How many days will we feature rain next week? It might surprise you. That's coming up.
All right, Alex, thank you. The Madison Police Department is investigating a crash that sent a child to the hospital. This happened on Thursday morning. Officers responded to the area of Russet Road near Toki Middle School and Orchard Ridge Elementary. Police say an 8-year-old child was on his way to school when the crash happened. His injuries are not life-threatening. The driver remained on the scene and has not been cited for any traffic violation. To continuing coverage now on an incident involving a Madison School District employee serving an autistic student a can of dog food.
A local lawmaker held a press conference regarding this incident. Our Maya Tate has more on the story. Maya?
Eric and Susan, after Representative Sheila Stubbs heard about Jaden Hawks, a nonverbal autistic freshman at East High School, being given dog food, she called his mom, Deborah, to learn more.
To be the parent of a child, especially a child with a disability, is to be keenly aware of all the dangers that face children. When we entrust our schools with our children, we are entrusting them with the most precious thing that we have as a parent.
In a press conference held by Stubbs on this topic, she gave the audience a play-by-play of how she felt during that conversation. She then invited Hawks to speak about the incident. Hawks stated that she wasn't told about the dog food until 4 days after it occurred, and that ever since, the Hawks family's trust hasn't been the same.
My son he's been really hard. His heart has been, you could tell he doesn't trust people like he used to. When we trust and we know that trust is broken, it is one of the greatest betrayals that a parent can experience.
Many local organizations were represented at the press conference, with some talking about safety concerns.
Our commitment to student safety must be proactive, not reactive. Children with disabilities have the right to learning environments that ensure physical and emotional safety and the protection of their dignity.
And others highlighting the opportunity to learn.
Supporting children with autism is both a responsibility and an opportunity to promote equity. Equity involves opportunity for all. Equity involves inclusion of all.
In a statement released after the press conference, Stubbs, a former special education teacher, said that this incident is unacceptable and she will continue to support the Hawks family and monitor the situation as more information is made available. I reached out to MMSD for a comment regarding the press conference, and in their response they said the Madison Metropolitan School District takes student safety and well-being seriously. Staff procedures and protocols are being reviewed, and additional training regarding snack protocol will be provided to staff to help ensure this does not happen again. The district went on to say that the teacher involved has been placed on leave and that due to privacy laws, they cannot provide any more information on the situation.
All right, Maya, thank you. State Assembly members likely ended their session last week. Now, that's despite having about 2 months left on the calendar. Republicans who set that calendar say this will give lawmakers more time to work on their campaigns ahead of this fall's midterms. But Democrats say it also means multiple efforts are stalled unless the governor calls for a special session. And on the next For the Record, our political reporter Ellie LaLiberte presses the Assembly's leadership about that choice.
We've always tried to draw a very bright line between the political season and the policymaking season. I think it's awful that some states you are literally in session with campaign checks flying around. We don't do that. So when the legislature adjourns, about a month occurs in the middle, and then we really begin running for re-election on tax day.
On the Democratic side, we're very clear that funding schools and lowering costs are top priorities for us. We have not, I think, seen the same commitment from our Republican colleagues, but we don't have to be done legislating yet, and we hope that we can continue conversations on these important issues.
Taxpayers, and he doesn't want to do that.
You can see the rest of Ellie's interviews with Representative Neubauer and Assembly Speaker Voss Sunday morning at 10:30 on For the Record.
Today marks the end of a week-long celebration of public schools. This year, the Public Schools Week coincided with the filing of a lawsuit against the state legislature. Unions, students, schools, and teachers saying that lawmakers are not giving schools enough money to properly support Wisconsin kids. At an event marking the end of the celebratory week, a high school English teacher said over the course of her career, she's had to watch the value of the state's public education system decline.
Whether it's mental health supports that our kids need or it's school meals for kids, all the underfunding is hurting our kids.
The lawsuit will likely end up before Wisconsin's liberal-controlled Supreme Court.
Wisconsin officials say there's a case of bird flu in a commercial poultry flock in Jefferson County. The USDA and the Wisconsin Department of Agriculture, Trade and Consumer Protection, DATCP, say the affected premises have now been quarantined. DATCP telling all livestock owners to implement strong biosecurity measures to protect their flocks and herds from disease.
New information today from the CDC. The U.S. has officially surpassed 1,100 measles cases in just the first 2 months of this year. As of February 26th, there were over 1,100 cases of the illness, and that is 6 times higher than what is typical for an entire year. The CDC says the vast majority of these cases are in kids who are not vaccinated or aren't fully vaccinated. Major outbreaks are unfolding in several states, including South Carolina, where hundreds of measles cases are linked to communities with low vaccination rates. And while Wisconsin is not seeing a massive surge, the Badger State has seen a number of cases. Last year, we had 36 measles cases in total. This year, we've seen 1 in Dane County and another in Waukesha. The Dane County case was a UW-Madison student who traveled internationally. The school now requires students to submit their vaccination history.
Wisconsin will receive money from a multi-state settlement with Walmart. It's over allegations the company tricked people who participated in its Spark Driver program. Walmart's run that program since back in 2018. Customers could use the Spark app to order products for home delivery. People could sign up to be drivers as well. A group of attorneys general, that includes Wisconsin's Josh Kaul, alleged that Walmart misrepresented pre-tip amounts, base pay, and incentive pay, ultimately paying drivers less and at times failing to pay them at all. Walmart also allegedly tricked customers into thinking their entire tip would go to the drivers, but the company didn't always pass that money on. Most of the money from the settlement will go to drivers, about $11 million going to the states, and Wisconsin will receive more than $719,000.
In more consumer news, the sale of Warner Brothers Discovery may no longer be separate.
With Netflix out, Paramount set to take over Warner Brothers Discovery streaming divisions like HBO and also its TV networks like CNN.
Michelle Renee Quinn tells us what that means for viewers.
While Netflix originally planned to purchase the Warner Brothers half, including their studios and streaming, and Paramount to purchase the Discovery half, including CNN, Paramount now raised its offer for all of Warner Brothers Discovery to $31 a share. Netflix has dropped its $83 billion bid, declining to raise its offer. The co-CEO saying the deal is, quote, no longer financially attractive. This clears the way for a deal with Paramount Skydance. That means HBO Max titles like Harry Potter could soon find themselves themselves under the same roof as Paramount's Top Gun, CBS, and the Paramount Plus streaming service. President Trump previously signaled support for Paramount. Last weekend, he publicly urged Netflix to remove board member Susan Rice, a former Obama advisor, or, quote, pay the consequences. Paramount attached several deal sweeteners appealing to the WBD board, including a $7 billion regulatory termination fee. Warner Brothers Discovery's assets include CNN, HBO, HGTV, while Paramount Skydance owns CBS News, Showtime, MTV, and Nickelodeon. A merger between the two companies would put CNN under the same roof as CBS, which has already seen significant editorial shifts under the new Skydance ownership. If the company's takeover bid of Warner is successful, critics warn similar shifts could happen at CNN, a network that has long attracted ire from Trump. So any merger would still be subject to regulatory approval. Netflix stock is up overnight after backing away, and Paramount stock is also up.
Well, Michelle Renee, thank you. Still ahead at 5. A man is running across each state for a 5th time.
During his stop in Wisconsin today, he tells us what he says trekking around the country has taught him.
And some spring-like weather today, but winter is coming tomorrow. Alex tells us when the flakes will fall and how much snow we'll get in his complete First Warn forecast.
And a rough day on Wall Street, a big drop for stocks to close the work week. The Dow Jones falls 521 points. The NASDAQ loses 210 and the S&P 500 closes down 30. We'll be right back.
You're watching News 3 Now at 5, moving forward.
We're back with more local news. The 41st Wisconsin Fishing Expo is underway at the Alliant Energy Center in Madison with more than 350 exhibits. You'll be able to see everything from giant boats to tiny kayaks. As one of the largest fishing-only trade shows in the Midwest, the expo draws in all kinds of vendors.
You've got everything from national manufacturers to tiny little entrepreneurial type shops where they literally may not even have an online presence where you can buy things here at the show that you just literally can't get anywhere else.
The expo ends Sunday afternoon at 3. It's $12 to get in with a discount for veterans and first responders. Kids under 12 can get in for free.
A man running across every state in America made his stop in Wisconsin today and marked his 133rd day in what he expects will be a 260-day-long journey. For his 5th time in 15 years, Noah Coughlin is completing a run across America. Wisconsin, his 45th state. Coughlin says this is his last time doing it. It coincides with the year that America turns 250 years old. Though it's not a political statement, Coughlin says this time around his goal is to celebrate America's milestone anniversary. About 2,500 miles in, the runner says he is grateful for how his trek has been received.
I think it shows the kindness of the American people, the goodwill of all of us. You know, I've been saying we have a lot more in common than we do apart. And it's just America's a special place because of the people.
Coughlin says he is the 3rd person ever to cross all 50 states on foot. He'll end his journey, why not, in Hawaii.
Godspeed, Noah. Today, News 3 Now helped celebrate local leaders and business owners. It's been 25 years of Madison Magazine's Best of Business Luncheon. And to mark the anniversary, News 3 Now and Madison Magazine held an event to honor this year's Best of Madison Leadership Award winners and to recognize the newest class of best places to work in Madison. The event was emceed by our Chris Stanford, and attending the business lunch, young professionals, entrepreneurs, and even some retirees.
And to bring that wisdom together to try to help learn from one another, there's really nothing better.
Congratulations, Renee, and to all of the businesses recognized.
And a reminder, you have through tomorrow to submit a nomination for Madison Magazine's Best of Madison. Log on to channel3000.com. Click on the link to nominate all of your favorites.
Okay, get ready for the weekend. Don't put that winter coat away just yet. Boy, this is going to be a dramatic change from where we are today, Alex.
Indeed, certainly will. I just got off the phone with WCLO in Janesville. They were 63 degrees, and they're going to have a 35-degree drop out ahead of snow that's going to build into southern Wisconsin, starting off in southwest Wisconsin as early as 6 or 7 o'clock Saturday morning. Then it sweeps to the east by noon, catching much of southern Wisconsin, and that lasts through the early to mid-afternoon hours, and then ending as we head between about 6 o'clock at night Saturday and about 10 o'clock. We'll be here in the evening tomorrow, tracking the end of that snow, and then we clear out, and it'll be a cold night tomorrow night. Overall amounts widespread 1 to 3 inches. This is what we've been saying for the past couple of days. But areas just north and west of Madison, especially north and west of the Dells, may pick up locally 3, maybe 4 inches of snow. That areas we're highlighting for that period, Saturday morning through Saturday afternoon, where 3 or 4 inches could amount for areas north and west of the Dells, where they do have winter weather advisories in effect for Crawford, Richland, Vernon, Juneau, and Adams counties. So if you have travel across southern Wisconsin tomorrow, there will be a very sharp cutoff in snowfall south of Madison to perhaps several inches of snow as you head up towards the Dells and areas off towards the north and west. So big differences in amounts over short distances in travel across southern Wisconsin tomorrow. Tonight, all the way down to the 20s. So we go from the 50s to near 60, right back down into the 20s to right around 30 for low temperatures tonight. And highs tomorrow, ooh, this is going to feel quite different. In the mid to upper 20s, average high is 36 for this time of year, and we will be 10 degrees below normal instead of 20 degrees above normal. What a difference a day makes. Now, I'd mentioned that once we get through Saturday and Sunday that we're going to have a weather pattern change, and you can see that evident here as we head towards Wednesday, Thursday, going on into Friday and beyond. Look at all the rain symbols and good chances for rain, and we could use that rain because parts of southern Wisconsin are dealing with moderate drought, and that moderate drought will hopefully be alleviated by some of that heavy rainfall. I also don't want you to forget tomorrow is Dark Skies Severe Weather Seminar at Madison College. We are a proud participant with other weather folks that will be there, the National Weather Service as examples, and there's free storm spotter training. This is open to the public, free parking too. So come learn more about severe weather and come get storm spotter certified by the National Weather Service. Sounds like a good deal to me. Yes, it will be snowing tomorrow. We'll have about 1 inch or 2 in Dane County, the Madison area, but we've dealt with that before. We're Wisconsinites, and it's good to get us prepared for severe weather season. Now, sneak peek ahead, going all the way into the middle of March. A lot of high confidence here as we head out into the middle of March. Good chances, higher than normal chances, above normal chances for our temperatures being well above normal for much of the country, and very good chances for Madison and areas to the east. When you get a pattern like that, that usually means the Gulf is opened up, and that means we get moisture streaming in from the Gulf states all the way north. That means weather systems that we're going to be seeing again starting Wednesday of next week, but this will carry all the way out into the middle of March. Will likely have a lot of water in them, and it's very likely we could be having some heavy amounts of water in the form of rain, maybe thunderstorms in our future as well. And we'll keep an eye out if temperatures are cold enough. We certainly could still have some wet snow. Yes, we're heading into the middle of March and towards March Madness, and that time of year is always a busy time of the year weather-wise. And weather photos, I just want to remind you, download the First Warn Weather app. That's WISC Weather. You'll get watches and warnings and advisories, the latest on our snowfall event for Saturday. And you could submit in the lower right-hand corner of your screen those weather photos. But I will emphasize weather photos, of course, when it's safe. Susan, Eric?
All right, Alex, thank you. Up next at 5, a new report on inflation is out today.
How much wholesale inflation rose and why it surprised economists. Next at 5.
You're watching News 3 Now at 5. Moving forward.
In national news, President Trump is still debating whether to carry out military strikes on Iran. Today, he signaled that he is not happy with progress on nuclear negotiations with the country. Parties mediating talks between the two countries say peace is within reach. Despite that hope, the State Department issued an advisory today authorizing non-emergency U.S. government personnel and their families to leave Israel due to safety risks.
Safe place is always ready. We have water, we have emergency kit, we always have things that is ready over there in case.
Secretary of State Marco Rubio will be in Israel next week. There will also be more talks between the U.S. and Iran next week as well.
The White House confirming at least 2 people involved in the apparent shootout with Cuban authorities earlier this week were, in fact, American citizens. Cuba says a speedboat with 10 people on board opened fire on its troops, saying the men intended to carry out an infiltration for terrorist purposes. Officials say they found multiple weapons on board while confirming the U.S. is speaking with Cuba about the incident. The president added the U.S. may have a bigger role to play in the country going forward.
we could very well end up having a friendly takeover of Cuba.
Well, the president did not specify what such a takeover would look like or offer any timetable for any potential action against Cuba.
Former President Bill Clinton said he did nothing wrong while facing questions from a House committee over his relationship with Jeffrey Epstein today. In a prepared opening statement, Clinton said as someone who grew up in a home with domestic abuse, he would have turned Epstein in had he known about his crimes. Democrats on the committee say they want President Trump to testify after reports showed several files related to an allegation he assaulted a minor were taken out of the DOJ's release.
This is not a hoax. He has not been exonerated, and we have serious questions for President Trump.
There are also bipartisan calls to hear from Commerce Secretary Howard Lutnick. A photo shows him and several others on Epstein's island. Lutnick has not been accused of any wrongdoing.
Well, economists are surprised today after a new report on the Producer Price Index. It shows inflation at the wholesale level rose 0.5% last month and a slight uptick from December. That is higher than expected. The annual rate of inflation nudged down to 2.9% from 3%. Experts say tariffs could be driving up the cost of trade services, but it's not all bad news. Gas and food prices dipped at the producer level.
Stay with us. Alex returns with details on a snowy Saturday and the rest of our weekend forecast when we come back.
Coming up tonight at 6, parents seek ticketing reform after a sold-out state wrestling tournament left families scrambling for seats. Join us for that story and more in 30 minutes on News 3 Now at 6.
So when we wake up tomorrow morning, that's when the snow begins, right?
Snowflakes will start flying pretty soon after we wake up tomorrow morning. Anywhere from 1 to 3 inches of snow generally across southern Wisconsin, but a narrow area north and west of Madison up towards the Dells, out towards Richland Center, Juneau and Adams counties. They may pick up 3 to 4 inches in a very narrow band throughout the day Saturday, where they have winter weather advisories in effect.
All right, Alex, thank you. Thanks for watching News 3 Now at 5. We'll be back in 30 minutes for News 3 Now at 6.
You can always find us streaming 24/7 on Channel 3000.